Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about prompting with intention and prompting with logic when it comes to vibe coding. So in the previous videos, I have shown you some of the softwares that I've built using AI, and having built few of these softwares, now I know that there are times when simple, straightforward prompts work. And there are times when some of the things that you feel are very, very simple, the AI cannot do it. And I'm going to give you one of those examples in this video. And this doesn't change whether you're using something like Windsurf or Cursor or Klein or RuCode in VS Code. It's more or less the same thing. For example, I'm going to show you this particular application. I've already shown you this earlier. So this is an automatic editing software, which doesn't cut out videos. It basically joins a lot of clips and images with audio. That's what it does. But here, if you see, I can go in here to captions. I have entered my API key here. And if I just click on auto generate, it will generate the captions for me. It'll take a few seconds to generate the captions. And once the caption is generated, what I want to do is I want to replace it with the original script. So the captions are generated, and I'm going to show you some of the things that I want you to focus on. So here, if you see, if I look at this script, it has some of the Sanskrit words, which generally these automatic transcriptions does not get the spelling right. So I'm just going to go here and look for some of those words. Chandogya is correct. Here, look at this. So it says Sarvam Halvidam. It should be KH. The K is missing here. So what I want to do is I'm going to go to my original script. I'm going to copy that. Okay. And then come back here, and you can see the automatic transcripts are here. I can edit it from here, etc. But I want to edit it in one go so that when the script is really long, I don't have to go in and make changes to every single word. So I'm just going to click on replace transcript, this button here. Okay. The original transcript that was generated from Deepgram appears. I'm just going to Control A to select everything, delete it. And then the original script that I copied from here, I'm just going to paste it here. Okay. So the original script has some of these M dashes, which is typically AI. And those don't really look very good on captions. So I will click on this button, which says format text. It removes all of those things and just puts it into a single block of text so that everything lines up correctly. So if I want, I can preview it. And you can see there is a change here, dhyana. The only change here is the quotation marks. If you go down and let's search for that word that we were looking at. Okay, look at this. So we have the K here now. So Sarvam Khalvidam has been added. Okay. So it has made all the changes that it needed to do. Okay. So I can just click on replace transcript, and then you can see here that the text has been replaced. And this actually seems like a very, very simple thing to do, but I struggled with this feature for an entire day because the AI could not get the logic behind it. What I did, Windsurf couldn't get it, Cursor couldn't get it. Of course, they're using Claude 3.7 Sonnet. So I went to Claude itself and asked for the logic behind it. It couldn't get it. I tried ChatGPT, it couldn't get it. Okay. So I kind of let it be for 2 days for me to actually think about the logic, because what it was doing was it was counting the number of characters and then trying to replace it. And it tried various different things and none of those things worked. When you have these kind of quotation marks, it counts that as a character and it wouldn't get it right. So I had to change the logic. So I came in here and this is the prompt I gave. And the moment I gave this prompt, I could see that the result worked. Okay. For one entire day, whatever I tried, I kept telling him, this is not right, that is not right, this is how it should be. None of those things worked. When I gave it a clear prompt, it was able to implement it in one go. And this is the prompt I gave it. For the replace transcript section in the slash editor, we can probably try this. Okay. Look for every character to match. If special characters wrap around or in between the characters, then understand that the characters with the special characters in the replace text is correct. For example, here are the 2 lines of generated transcript. The solution is designed to be robust, implement separate logic looks at Sat Chi Ananda. So basically I just created a random text, but the real script in the replace text is The solution is designed to be robust, and I just put quotation marks for robust, and implements separate logic, looks at comma, Sat, Chit, Ananda with hyphens. Okay, so this spelling is wrong, and I gave this is the original script. So if there are spelling mistakes in the generated transcript, like in the example, Sat Chi Ananda is wrong and Sat Chit Ananda is correct, you should look for the characters that form the three words lining up and characters that make up the next three words lining up or matching for figuring out each word. So you have to compare the words before it and after it when there is a spelling mistake. And then if everything works out, you just replace it. Okay. So the special character rule applies even in case of the previous and the next set of words as well. All your previous attempts affected the transcript generation process. Avoid this time. Okay, that was another issue. So I just left it as it is. So what I did here is that first of all, I said this is what I want, the logic behind it, and then I gave example. And the example, I gave additional logic to the example as well. So if this is wrong, this is wrong and this is correct, what you can do is look for three words before it and after it. And if they match, then the script one is correct. Okay. So I gave that logic and it straight away worked. But then there was a problem. So especially for this particular example, I've tried it with every other different scripts. I'm just using it because it's a very small one. And in this video, I wanted to create it quickly. For longer video, it will take longer time for transcript generation. So I just use this script. So in this particular case, you have this word. Look at this. This O has two dots on top, right? And it was taking that, the format text was taking that as special character and removing it. So I realized there's a problem there. So the next prompt that I gave was this. It seems better. We need to improve few more things in this process. The format button in the replace transcript removes the quotation marks as well. This is not needed. In case that script has the typical AI written M dash, then replace that character with a comma. Just focus on doing this much and nothing else. No other thought. Okay. Can we exclude removing these following characters? And I gave all these examples. I just went to AI, to ChatGPT, and asked for similar characters to like the O of Schrodinger. And it gave me all these characters. And I said, just pasted those characters and said, if these characters are there in the script, maintain it. And with this, that problem was solved completely. And then after that, I added all the styling and stuff like that. Like say, for example, when this one is replace transcript button is clicked, this will be the automatic transcript is automatically loaded into this, and a few other things regarding the preview that I showed earlier. All those logic I then added later on. So what I'm saying is when you are prompting, sometimes when the AI gets stuck, because it's not able to give the logic for it or understand the logic behind it, you have to sit down and think, what can I do? If I was manually doing it, even if I don't know how to code, but logically, how am I going to solve this? Okay. If you can find a logic to solve that problem yourself, and if you can explain that to the AI, then it will be able to do this. So this is something that I wanted to cover. And another thing that I wanted to cover is actually the fact that this particular application is not just this editor, it also has another page, and I'm planning for another page, which is the script generation and image generation, which all I have separate applications for. So what I've done here is I've actually combined multiple applications that I have built into this one thing. So here I can generate the voiceover. This is another page of the same application. So I can enter the text here, and then I can select which provider I want to use, Play HD, Minimax, 11 Labs, Turbo, or multi-language, I think, and select any voice that I want. I'm going to say Daniel, and then I'm going to click on generate, and that will generate the audio for me. Now, that's just one part of it. I have another button here. If I click on it, This is the voice generation, but there's something called pause extension. So this was an entirely different application that I built, which had more features, but I wanted to implement that pause extension from that application into this. So I was able to bring that in. So if I want, I can just click on these buttons here and then adjust these values if I want. Okay. And I can click on apply extension. You can see the length of the audio will increase because it will add extensions to this. Okay. And if there are some issues with the pauses that has been added, you might notice there are some issues with the pauses. I can click on clean glitches and it will solve all of those problems. Okay. So what I've done here is that into the code base, I just copied and pasted that entire folder, just brought in the folder of the other application, pasted it in there, and then opened it in Windsurf. And I said, index all those files. And once it understood that, I said, this is a feature that that particular application has. I want you to implement it in this application that we are working on and make sure that only the design changes. First, implement the application, the function of the application. Once that is done, I'll say just implement that into this design that we have for this application. We can maintain the design and it's actually a small part of the larger application. So this is the application that I'm talking about. If I import any audio from somewhere, I'm just gonna take this. Okay, this is the application which has the pause extension. Look at this button. It also has a lot of other features, but I didn't want all those features into that. I just needed this pause extension. So you can see here, this is 2010. If I just click on pause extension and click on these buttons and apply it. So this pop-up is what we got in to this application. What we did is basically we just brought that pop-up into here with its function. Okay, so you can see that the cleanup glitches button appears here. And in this case, our original button gets replaced. And for temporary purposes, it will be shown to clean glitches, right? So that's how we did it. So basically what I've done is like brought in the folder, indexed it, and then added the specific feature that I want to add into a larger application. Okay, so these are two things that I wanted to cover. One is the prompts. The second is how to combine multiple applications into one to make a bigger application which does a particular thing. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you'd like to watch more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, like this video and share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.